It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Baltimore Ravens and the Minnesota Vikings. Next on Madden Football.
Here in the north, the Yaller horn is about to sound and send two teams to battle here at U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Hi there, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. You picked a fun one to tune into. I'm Kate Scott, joined by former NFL quarterback Brock Huard. And we've got two quarterbacks here, Brock, who are known for playing a very exciting brand of football. Not just throwing the rock, but taking it themselves, too.
Yep, these are two of the guys who really epitomize the direction that this position's going in the modern NFL.
Yep.
Pocket passers, they'll have their place. They always will. But a lot of teams look to somebody like this as a default. A great passer, but someone who can also mix in plenty of rushing yards and keep that defense honest.
Just seconds away from getting this one started. And we're off from U.S. Bank Stadium. Ty Chandler to return. Tackle made as the return gets it out to the 32. Well, here come the Vikings, taking the field for their first drive of the game. And they're brought out by the 10th pick of the 2024 draft, a national champion at Michigan, J.J. McCarthy.
All J.J. has ever done in his career, no matter where he's been, is win. And there is something to that. I know at times it's hard to measure how much of it was him, how much of it the people around him. Most importantly, just ask his teammates over the years. They love playing with him. That is a characteristic that's important, and I don't think talked about enough, Kate. Do your guys in the huddle want to play for you? Do they believe in you? Everywhere J.J. has been, he's lit up that huddle, and success has followed.
And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
To be a stud back in this league, it takes more than just checking the athletic boxes. There's an IQ, a feel, a patience and craftiness required along with just tremendous vision. He showed all of it navigating that run up the middle.
Going to the ground again on first. And the push forward doesn't get beyond the line. Nnamdi Madubuike making that stop. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
These big D tackles in this league, they love weaponizing their size right in the middle of the field. It is so hard to clear lane against them. And once he got his paw on him, it was dead on arrival.
2nd and 10 now. Hockenson reels it in. And that will not be enough for a first down.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Counterplay, Jones. And this one does not go far. It's a gain of only 1 yard. That's going to leave him with a 4th and 2.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Now we'll see Ryan Wright come on for the Vikings to punt this away on 4th. And that's going to pin them as deep as it can go. They're going to be set up inside their own 5-yard line. So here now are the Ravens on offense to begin their first drive. And they're brought out by someone who is the modern example of an elite running quarterback, the multiple-time MVP, Lamar Jackson.
As you're running onto the field with this kind of field position as a quarterback, you're reminding yourself and your huddle, hey, let's be disciplined. Got to be on the details here. Got to take care of the football. And also encourage them and let them know that script you've been working on all week, well, there's a lot of field and there's a lot of plays ahead of them to go and put a score on the board.
Here's Derrick Henry getting it on the ground. And finally, they bring him down. He shook off a couple of defenders there on a nice pickup. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
This dude was just not going to be stopped. Not by the first defender. Heck, not even by the second one who was able to bring him down. No, it took a few shots before this crew could finally get this beast down.
This is Henry on second. And they're able to drag him down as he reaches the 15-yard line. A 5-yard gain on the play. And that'll be first down, Baltimore.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a third down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next third down coming.
First down, and they go right back to it. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets them 3.
Got to be rush hour, Kate, because there's a whole lot of traffic up the middle right there. He ran right into some gridlock, and he could only manage a few yards at most.
Second down now, 7 to go. Play action, here's Jackson. Flushed out of the pocket. He's keeping it. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock, you know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that. And it's a good thing you woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
And the Vikings add an extra defensive back for this third down. Lamar now from the gun. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
They've got first down from the 31. Here's Henry on the option. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Back to the line they go. It's second down. Pistol snap to Jackson. This is caught by Isaiah Likely. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
They'll send their tight end right. Jackson now on third. Complete beyond the marker. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
First down, here's Lamar. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. DeAndre Hopkins, the one he was looking for. And now they face second down. He made taking away that quick slant look easy there, Brock, even in zone coverage.
Yeah, it is not an easy route to stop, and you have to have tremendous eyes. I talked to you, Kate, and everybody about anticipation as a quarterback. It's the same thing for a cornerback in zone. Anticipated that route. It's Johnny on the spot.
Finds his man. It's Rashad Bateman. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43.
You know what I love to say? You never go broke taking a profit, and you often gain profits when you use your eyes as a quarterback. Those hitch routes, those underneath throws, oftentimes it's the eyes of the quarterback looking downfield and then taking that short completion.
Turning to Henry on third. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. They'll say he got 5 there, but Brock, all they care about is the first down that comes with it.
I don't know what it is, Kate, but I love third down runs. I really do. I know the receivers don't always like it because money down, they want the ball, but a third down run for a first down can be so demoralizing to that defense.
First down, and they go back to Henry. And the plunge up the gut yields nothing there. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, He ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's brought down after a short gain. Give him 3 that time. That's going to bring up 3rd and 7.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
They go play fake with Jackson. Into the hands of Likely. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
The Ravens getting their first look inside the red zone. They've got 1st and 10 from the 20. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. The throw is caught. And he's going to be tackled, but still all the way down to the 6. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives them 1st and goal.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Shotgun snap to Jackson. Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete.
I'll tell you what that deflection right there, Kate, tells me. That defense was following and reading the quarterback's eyes. Knew exactly where that throw was going. And it takes a little bit of intuition, a little bit of feel. He's able to get his hands on it and knock it out of bounds.
Putting one of the tight ends in motion right. Second hit behind the line, and the ball is loose. And this is going to be a turnover. The defense forces the big play.
Put a check mark by that one. You're going to remember that one, not just over the course of this game, but I guarantee you in the offseason when they're watching effort. That was all about effort. Backs pressed against the wall when you're down here defensively. And that's the type of play that coaches love to see from everyone on the roster.
Now for the second time this game, we get a look at this Vikings offense. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Starting the drive with a give to Jones. And he'll scurry forward for a pickup of 3.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Jones once more. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
That's the type of call that offensively, man, it just builds so much confidence. I don't even think they were looking to get the 1st down. Just get to a manageable 3rd down, but instead they move the chains, and that is one disheartening look on that defense.
Offense set for a 1st and 10. On play action now, McCarthy. Caught, nice game left side. And he's down after getting this up to the 41. They got 24 yards on the play. And that's going to give the Vikings the 1st down.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about 2 things. Separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks. That's the trust. And then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
1st and 10. Here's McCarthy. He's on the move. He's stepping up and takes off with this one. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a 1st. They get 13 on the pickup, and it'll bring up a Minnesota 1st down. New set of downs for him from the 46. They just get the play off. Connects with his back, Aaron Jones. And he works this to the 38 before going down. So through one, this game, more for you defensive maestros out there. Couple of zeros on the board right now. More from US Bank Stadium after the break. We're ready now for the second quarter to begin. Vikings in control of it. They'll have second down as they look to continue this good drive. From the 38. Has his man. It's Addison. And he'll get them enough for a first down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Straight ahead they go with Jones. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Stays in the pocket. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
You know, that was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They manage 22 on the rip and a first down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
They're now set for 1st and 10. Now a give up the middle to Jones. And they beat him to the edge. That run stopped back at the line. No progress on first down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Staying on the ground with Jones. And he only gets this one down to the 9. They push it forward for a yard, and that brings up 3rd and 8.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
McCarthy throwing on 3rd down. Has it down close. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the first.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Smith able to put it through. And that one is going to get them on the scoreboard.
Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
Here's Reichard set to kick this away. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And this drive will start inside the 25. Now we'll get set to see the Baltimore offense for the second time. And coming off our first points of the ball game, they're going to take over now trailing 3-zip. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll send him over right. Quick touch pass to the receiver. And he's brought down for a loss.
That's why you often see some mix, some high percentage pass plays on 1st and 10. You got to keep a defense honest. They're always looking for a run in that situation and a chance to stack them up for 2nd and long.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. From the gun, Jackson. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. That one intended for Mark Andrews. So now it's going to be 3rd and long. Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends. Are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball, but to do so on a stud tight end, that's big time.
He fires one deep down the right sideline. Looking for his wide receiver there. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
The Ravens going to punt this away, and here's Jordan Stout to handle that boot. And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. Nice kick there. It's a punt of 53 yards. And it's going to be Vikings football. New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. First and 10. Here's Jones. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
2nd and 13. Complete out to the right. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. The rangy Kyle Hamilton getting there for the stop.
Whole bunch of credit goes to just about everybody on that offense. Guys up front had to give the QB enough time to let that play develop. Excellent effort by that receiver to stay alive and for the quarterback to scan the field and find his completion.
They'll run the draw with Jones. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. Call it a couple of yards, and it's 4th down and 5.
You know, some positive yardage there, Kate, but just as important, they're mixing up their play calling, and they could very well be setting up the defense for a big play later.
Ryan Wright on to punt. And this is the 2nd time he's been brought on to kick it. And that is how you pin a team deep. That hits and careens out of bounds at the 3. Now the Ravens all set for another possession. And they couldn't be backed up much further, Brock, as safety really the only concern as they take possession here inside their 5-yard line. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Throwing from near his own goal line. This one's to Andrews out right. And he's out of bounds just past the 5.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the gun, a run for Henry. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire first half. They drop him behind the line.
I know they say it any time he comes up in an interview, but they appreciate having him on this defense so much, Kate, because of plays like that one. Those are great instincts. It takes instincts and want to come up and run support, and not many corners can make that stop.
Running once more with Henry. And they're able to drag him down as he reaches the 15-yard line. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good for a Ravens first down.
You love a huddle? Kate, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
This one's a little touch pass forward to his man coming across. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Play brought to an end by Jonathan Grenard. Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
Tried to mix in a little wide receiver carry and catch this defense on its heels. We've seen it work time and again, and it almost got there. Without that tackle, we could have seen a big gainer. To give some credit to the defense where credit is due.
Lamar now from the gun. Bateman hauls it in. And he's going to get this up to the 26 before being taken down. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Henry. And he can only get a lone yard. Took a couple of guys to haul him down near the line.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Shotgun snap, they're going to throw. Completed over the middle. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
The goal of that little drag route is to get him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk, and it was nearly a big play.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Man in motion out of the slot. Henry's going to try to pick it up. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. It's a gain of only 1 yard. That's going to leave him with a 4th and 2. So it's the 2-minute warning here from Minneapolis. The Ravens looking for a score before halftime. Here's Jordan Stouts coming on again to punt. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. That punt finishes as a 60-yard effort. And they'll get ready to go on offense. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. Escapes the pocket. He's on the move. And they had that one contained right at the line. Stopping that play, Trenton Simpson.
You know, sometimes, Kate, that pocket could be a lonely place. You're searching and searching for an escape valve, and there's none to be had. That time, nowhere to go, and he was lucky to get back to the line before the defense swarmed him.
2nd and 10 now. Hopkinson reels it in. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Sanusi Kane able to make that stop.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Complete beyond the marker. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. To the line we go. They're set, 1st and 10. From the shotgun, McCarthy. That's caught in stride by Addison. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Back to the air, McCarthy. Jefferson brings it in on the slant. And he's taken down at the 30. Timeout taken by the offense, their second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. First and 10 now from the 30. Throwing it again here. He's got him. That's Addison. And he takes this inside the red zone to the 15 before going out. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And that's going to give the Vikings the first down.
Kid, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns. He puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
Catch is made in close. And he's out of bounds at the 4. Oh, he was thinking touchdown there. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have first and goal to figure out.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Escapes out to the left. And they score. It's a Minnesota touchdown. The Vikings will add to their lead at the end of the half. J.J. McCarthy, the touchdown. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise, and in the end, Brock, the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain. He did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down, and when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
That one splits the uprights. And the Vikings make it a 10-point ball game. Here's Reichard set to kick this away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Down to 12 seconds before halftime as they come to the line. It's an option right that begins this drive. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. So we've reached halftime in Minneapolis with the Vikings out in front at the break. Now we'll get you down to our Orlando studios for the EA Sports Halftime Report with Jonathan Coachman.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much. And welcome in everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Reports. The Vikings got a good performance in the first half from their quarterback, J.J. McCarthy. He was able to take it in himself for the game's only touchdown. And you wonder if this coaching staff will ask him to do a bit more the rest of the way.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our third quarter. Here's Reichard set to kick this away. Return coming from the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Here comes the Baltimore offense to begin quarter number 3. And their defense sure has kept this game close. Now it's time for them to come through, get some points for their team in this low-scoring affair. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Lamar out of the pistol. This finds Likely. And he gets him around 6 there. That tackle made by Blake Cashman.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Shotgun snap to Jackson. Gets this one to Andrews. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
There's no question the greatest concern there was just getting the first down. You want a high percentage throw, and you're not really concerned about big yards. Well, the drag route was perfect. He comes open the short field. It's easy to zip that throw right in there and reset those chains.
Third quarter starts with a run from Henry. And they're all over him again. He's dropped at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, and they got a tackle behind the line. But a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
And he'll be brought down a step or 2 shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. That's good for 7 yards. And that'll be 1st down, Baltimore.
Calm, cool, collected from this offense. Love to see it. No tunnel vision on what down it was. Just focused on executing the play in front of him.
Tight end motioning right. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Andrews with the catch. Oh, stiff arm. They'll get 18 yards there. And that's good for a Ravens 1st down.
You want to start a good debate sometime, Kate? Go in an NFL locker room and ask which position is the best athlete. The big guys, the left tackles will tell you it's them. The corners will tell you it's them. But I'll tell you what, these tight ends of today, the way they can run and break tackles and get in the open field, they truly are some of the best athletes on the team.
Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. Pass is caught at the 9. It's a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens cut into the lead coming out of halftime. Mark Andrews with the touchdown. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Now the PAT try coming up. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Ravens cut it to a field goal game. Ball is set up, and it's away. Just a three-point game now. Return starts at the 9. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Vikings and Justin Jefferson ready to go to work again offensively. And he's been reading the coverage, dare I say, Brock, even better than his quarterback has all game. I mean, he just continues to find openings and make plays in this second half. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
That offensive line and that O-line coach got to look at those pictures and figure something out, because you cannot let a defensive tackle defeat your block at the point of attack, or you're going to get a negative run time after time.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Back to throw. Here's McCarthy. Able to find Jones. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner, toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage, too.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Jones reels it in. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down.
This running back is a mismatch maker. That's how I label him on my little sheet right here. Right under his bio, this guy just creates matchup nightmares for every defender on the field.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. On play action now, McCarthy. Catch is made down the right sideline. And they make the tackle at the 38. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Throwing on 1st, it's McCarthy. He'll get this to Jefferson. And they get this down to the 28. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. They are throwing it again. Pass is caught by Addison. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. He picks up 15 on the play. And it'll bring up a Minnesota 1st down.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
1st and 10. Here's McCarthy. The Vikings push their lead further to start the half. Jordan Addison, the touchdown. Exactly the play they were looking for, Brock. They saw it, and he put it right on the money.
Yeah, it really was a perfect play. This is what it looked like in practice, but more importantly now to get it done in game time, that's what you're looking for. Amazing when it all comes together.
Reichert on for the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Vikings make it a 10-point ball game. Here's Reichert set to kick this away. This return starts at the 5. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Ravens and Lamar Jackson ready to go again on offense. That score made it 17-7, but they can cut it back to a one-score game here. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. The drive begins with Henry. And their struggles on the ground continue as he's tackled after a small gain. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
The one thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Lamar now from the gun. He's got Andrews. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
New set of downs for him at the 38. First and 10. Here's Jackson. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Trying down the middle with Henry. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger, but that back remains hungry.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And with a nice gain, he runs him down inside of field goal range. The rookie from Georgia in on that tackle.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Lamar off the play fake. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
They send one of the tight ends in motion right. Here's Henry on the option. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
It's after plays like these, Kate, I love to study the body language. What is that offense doing after getting stuffed inside on a run like that? And more importantly, how much does it energize that defense?
Baltimore lined up in punt formation. And this kick is going to come from inside his own 40. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. Now this is out of bounds, and what a beauty. He coffin cornered it well. They're going to mark it at the 2-yard line. The Vikings and their QB J.J. McCarthy returning to the field on offense. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. On the carry, this is Jones. And their struggles on the ground continue as he's tackled after a small gain. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
This close to your own goal line, they really don't want to risk a sack. That means, well, one option, run it and buy whatever breathing room you can.
Second down carry for Jones. And he's brought down for a loss.
You know, that's so hard for me, Kate. That's the type of effort that deserves better when it comes to the results. It's going to show up as a negative run on the stat sheet, but that was not the runner's fault. He did all he could to fight to get back to the line, but this defense just kept swarming.
Third down, here's Jones. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Minnesota lined up in punt formation. Ryan Wright's the one to send it away. Averaging a little under 50 a kick so far, Brock, as he gets away another one. And he's brought down before the return gets far. Call that a booming 56 yards in the end. And the Ravens will go on offense. New set of downs for him from the 46. Give to Henry on the inside handoff. He's got a gain of 6 there. That tackle made by Blake Cashman. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4. A touchdown aside in that frame as we run out of time in the 3rd quarter. It's the Ravens' ball. They come in trailing, but that lead is within reach. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. Play fake, Jackson. Buying some time right. He takes it himself. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a 1st down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
This one's a little touch pass forward to his man coming across. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
You know, for pitchers, you hear them say, gosh, you got to pitch this guy backwards. For defenses, you got to do the same at times, Kate. You just can't always run it on first. You got to mix in some high-percentage pass plays. Otherwise, you're going to get hit right in the face for a loss just like that.
Running left out of the 2nd down option. He's within striking distance. And he will carry this across for the Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens make it a 4-point game here in the 4th. It's a Lamar Jackson touchdown. My partner up here is pumping his fist after that one. That is how you run an option as a quarterback. Good read to hang on to it and do it himself.
Yeah, because I could never do that, not even close. But when the defense overplays and you run that option, you get that good 2-on-1, more times than not, they will commit to the more dangerous guy, the running back. But you leave a lane, this quarterback can do some damage as well.
They can tack on one more now, bring things back to within a field goal. And he connects there, so now another kick from him. A field goal would tie this game in the 4th. Ball is set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. He fields it from the 8. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Minnesota offense ready to set up shop again. And after that touchdown, cut their lead back to one score, Brock. A response in order as they take over. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Starting the drive with a give to Jones. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. Short pass brought in. And he's going to be brought down at the 42.
That's just discipline with a capital D. The play in the huddle is a running back screen, but it takes discipline for that offensive line to not get downfield. Discipline for that receiver to stay alert, stay aware that he's a viable option as well.
2nd and 6 coming up here. They'll go play action here. It's McCarthy. Has the connection to Jones. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps the drive moving.
Move the chains! Got to move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Fakes the handoff, now to throw. Headed out right. He's running with it. It's out of harm's way after stringing together some nice yards on that run.
That is quarterback play 101. Maybe not the first chapter of it, but man, is that important. Getting downfield, get what you can with your legs, then most importantly, protect yourself. Get down and don't take any extra contact.
From the 46. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
He has the first over the middle. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
They'll come up 1st and 10. From the shotgun, McCarthy. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. That's a gain of 13, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
All set up for an insurance score here. It's 1st and goal. They'll run here with Jones. And he's brought down for a loss.
Hey, range is not an optional feature for middle linebackers in today's game. It's a prerequisite for the job. And this guy definitely has it. Followed that play from the start, and he ended it with a loss.
Driven backward to the 11 as they line up for 2nd and goal. Motioning him from the slot right. Now a give up the middle to Jones. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
This offense may want to try and disguise their run a little bit. I don't know if it's the O-lineman's stance. I don't know if it's a cadence. I don't know what it is. But after 2 straight plays going backwards, this defense is all over them.
They've held him out twice. Here we go. 3rd and goal. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. He's on the move. Oh, he's going to run for it. Decent yardage picked up here before he slides down to avoid the tackle.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play, and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
A lot of pressure on this kick for Will Reichert. A pretty automatic look for him from the left. Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And they're going to grow their lead late, but still a one-score ball game.
So after that make, a field goal won't cost them the lead, but a touchdown still ties it. Likely probably puts them down a point. Okay, this is one of those moments where the defense now has clarity. They know what the stakes are, what they have to defend.
Here's Reichert set to kick this away. That's going to be taken in at the 8. This return makes it up to the 25. Now Baltimore returning its offense to the field of play. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. Complete, Derrick Henry. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Handoff headed right to Henry. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. He's back to throw. Got his target. It's Hill. The ball's out. The ball's out. He lost it. And it's a turnover. The defense has it.
3rd down, you could see he may have been trying to simply do too much to help his side. It loosened his hold on the ball and gave that defense a chance to knock it free. Instead of facing 4th down, they're off the field completely.
The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. While a new offense preps to head out, we've got a stoppage. They want to make sure this is a turnover. All right, so we all know what we're looking for here, Brock. Where did an elbow, maybe a knee, something touch down? And as it does, is the ball loose at that point?
Yeah, throw in forearm, wrist, shin. There's no question the offensive guy's screaming something hit the ground while the defense is hoping it didn't.
So the nice defensive play, all for naught. He was down first, no fumble. He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. Completed to Flowers. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Jackson. He's got it to him yet again. That is caught. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. It's a gain of 12 there. And that'll be 1st down, Baltimore.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
They've got 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning left for them. We've got 1st and 10. Jackson's going to throw again. Finding Flowers. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And that's good for a Ravens first down.
Well, that's a game that has its roots in preparation during the week. That's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday kind of stuff. Identifying ways to target the coverage and creating opportunities for big completions.
It's the 2-minute warning here in Minneapolis. Ravens down by a touchdown. A new set of downs awaits them. Here's 1st and 10. Lamar throwing again. Dump off caught by his back. That's a gain of 13, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident a screen would get them enough yards for the first, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
1st and goal. They've got 4 chances to tie this one up. Setting up to pass. And he has the catch. Gets both feet in. That's a touchdown. The Ravens find a way to tie it late. Mark Andrews with the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. So it was touchdown or bust here on this drive, Brock. A field goal wouldn't have done it, but they get the score they needed, and now a critical extra point forthcoming.
And now what I love, the pressure shifts to the other sideline. They do have some time left on the clock, and remember, all they're going to need is a field goal to go out and steal this one in the end.
And he gets the extra point, and that kick gives them the 1-point lead right near the end of this game. The Ravens kicking team is ready, and they're going to send this one away. Chandler now on the return. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. They'll bring him down on the return as he gets this to the 33. This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. And he has kept his pace up in the second half. His quarterback more than happy to keep throwing it his way, considering what he's been able to do with his looks all game. Ball at the 33 for first down. Here he is to throw. Hockenson reels it in. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. With 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Back to throw. Trying to push it deep downfield. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Minnesota. The Vikings have taken the lead late. So what a finish this is shaping up to be. The late touchdown here, Brock, moves them in front.
And week to week, what a pleasure it is for us to call these games. We never know what kind of game we're going to get. This one's been everything you could have wanted. And now, even though they've taken the lead, there's still enough time on that other sideline for them to go mount a response.
So a pivotal moment for the Vikings as they go for 2. They send him left out of the slot. They'll try it on the ground. And he gets into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. That puts them in a much better spot now. Up 7 here in the 4. Defense perhaps a little too worried about the pass there, partner. And as a result, they're able to run it in for 2.
It really becomes a numbers game down here. And you see a lot of teams employ this, right? If there's numbers there against the pass, we're going to be committed to running. If they stack the box, we've got to be willing to throw it. In this case, it was a numbers advantage in the simplest path for 2 points.
Set to kick this away. Has this at the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Ravens headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And this is some quality film review right here. Look at this. Couple of touchdowns. Good amount of yards, too. He's been moving them down the field like only he can. Putting together quite the game for himself in the process. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. He'll look to throw it. Gets this one to Andrews. And he's short of the first after a mile gain.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Clock's still running as the Ravens try hurrying everyone up. Lamar now from the gun. Caught by Flowers. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. Following that completion, remember the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. Two timeouts remaining and some time left to use them. It's 1st and 10. Jackson throwing here. As his man, it's DeAndre Hopkins. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. To the line for a new set of downs. Only a lone timeout at their disposal. Jackson yet again. Bails out of the pocket quick. He tucks it and takes off. Jukes out a one stop. And this one stopped at the 3-yard line. Timeout taken by the Ravens. That is their final one. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. They can decide to play for the tie or win later. First, they've got to reach that end zone. It's 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. And they got there in time. He's taken down. And they're headed in reverse after that sack.
We've learned how valuable sacks in a pass rush are in today's NFL. It's a bit surprising, isn't it, Kate, that that's their first sack of the game, but they found other ways to produce success on both sides of the ball. And they finally pick up a much-needed sack on that stat sheet.
So it's a win for the Vikings. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with a victory. So for Brock Heward and all of our crew, I'm Kate Scott, wrapping up another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. The Vikings emerge as winners as we bid you farewell from Minneapolis.